Hi everyone, it's Sarah and I have a special review video for you today. So I was contacted by the company that creates these Chalkola wet wipe markers, and they asked me if they could send me a package of markers to do a review on my channel for, and I said absolutely yes. So I'm going to be doing that today. These are the markers that they sent me. These are, like I said, they're Chalkola, that's the company, premium wet wipe markers. So these markers are designed to be used on any surface that is a non-porous surface. So it works best on glass, whiteboards, mirrors, plastics, chalkboards, and ceramics. So those are some of the things that you can use. These markers go on wet, they will dry quickly, and then you can actually wipe them off with either a damp cloth or some Windex, which I will show you as well today. So these are the wonderful colors that came in there. So there's a white one. If you want to use a chalkboard, you can use white, red, blue, green, purple, pink, yellow, orange, black, and brown. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how these work. I have 3 different surfaces I'm going to be using these on. I have not used them on all of them yet, so we're going to see how this goes, basically. I will start with the white here. So basically what you do is, I'm gonna double check the instructions here. There's instructions on the back to show you how to do. So basically what you're gonna do is you're going to take it, this is what the tip looks like. It's a pretty broad tip there. But this is essentially just like a paint pen. So you actually hold it up and you shake it for, it says about 30 seconds. So I'll go ahead and shake this up. And while I'm doing this, the first thing I'm gonna use is this chalkboard washi tape that I have. It's very thick, and it's not actually like chalkboard, but it's supposed to kind of mimic the look of chalkboard. So I'm going to write a phrase on this washi tape with this white one so you can see how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to tear off a piece here. Find the end of it, there we go. Easier said than done. I'm going to cut a piece off the end here. I thought I could just tear it. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and just stick this directly on my desk so that I can easily write with it. Okay, so I'm going to take the pen, and you are supposed to, just like a paint pen, if you've ever used a paint pen before, you kind of press it down and kind of wait until the ink starts seeping into the tip there so you can start writing. So you kind of push it down and the tip does go in, if you can see, just like that. So you press it down where you're planning to write, and already you can see, I hope you can see that, I'm not sure if my camera's picking that up, but the tip is starting to turn white with the paint. So I'm just going to let that happen. There we go. And I'm going to write wow, these are very, very bold. Wow, this is awesome. I'm glad I wrote the word awesome. All right, see how nice and bold that comes out? So I'm going to let this dry for a few seconds. And then as you're writing with your marker, if you kind of see the paint start to kind of feel like it's running out, all you have to do is just stop what you're doing, choose a different surface like a piece of paper or something, and just push it down again until you kind of resaturate the tip of the marker there. Okay. All right, and that is what it looks like on just a little piece of washi tape. It is going to take a few seconds to dry, so I'm going to put that aside here and let it dry, and I'll bring it back and show you when it's completely dry. I do have a couple other surfaces I want to try this on. I do have this, but I'm going to save that one for last. I'm not sure how it's going to work on the paper. That is very thick paper, but I'm going to give it a try anyway just to see. Okay, so I'm gonna try this one. This one is something that I actually made a couple years ago. I hang it in my kitchen. I use scrapbooking supplies for all of this. And what I did was, this is like my menu plan for the week. So I have every day of the week here, and then I'm trying to use a wet marker to write, under Monday what we're gonna have for dinner, and Tuesday, and so on and so forth. And then at the end of every week, I just wipe it clean, and then I can write the next week's stuff in there. I haven't used this for over a year because I do not have any markers to use on it, and I honestly just never remember to pick up any like wet erase markers or anything like that. So when I got these and it said glass, I was like, yes. So this is just a regular 8x10 frame that I got very cheap, I think at Walmart or something. And then I just made this insert here with my scrapbooking supplies. So I'm gonna go ahead and write a couple things on here using these markers and then see how they work on the glass. I'm sorry, my light's gonna reflect off of it a little bit. Okay, so what color? I have a very bold background here, so I wanna use something that's gonna show up over it for sure. Maybe I'll try the red. Okay. So the problem I've also had with this is, I would use the wet erase markers, which are nice and great, but they wouldn't show up very boldly over this. So I'd always have to kind of like squint and things like that to see if I could figure out exactly what, what I had written down there. 'Cause it just, the markers weren't very bold regardless. Even if I used a black one, it still wouldn't show up all that great. So yeah, I had a little bit of an issue with that. I keep wanting to put the caps on because that's just habit with pens and stuff, but they don't stay on there. Okay, let me get this ink going in the red here. So you just kind of push it down until you see the ink coming down. And on this one, you'll be able to see it better than the white, so I'll show it to you as soon as it starts here. It's coming a little bit slower than the white one, but that's okay. See, as you can see there, it's completely starting to saturate the tip. So I'm gonna do it one more time real quick. All right, perfect. Okay, so let me write on the glass here. Let's see, Monday, let's do meatloaf. Okay, Tuesday, tacos. Wednesday, chicken. I'm just writing whatever I feel like writing here. This is not my actual menu plan. It could be. I could just make it my menu plan for next week. Let's see. These write really smoothly on this glass. It's great. All right, so I have all of those written here, and this came out really nicely. I can see it, I can read it. Part of the reason, that I can't read it 100% perfectly is because I have this really busy background paper right here, and I just didn't take that into account when I made this thing, but that's okay. But these show up much nicer than the wet erase markers for sure. They're much bolder, and I can really just see them. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then I will show you how it will wipe up. As soon as it's dry, I'll show you how I can like erase it. And one more thing, let's try this coloring page here. This is a very big coloring page that I got in a pad that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. It's kind of an adult coloring type thing, but it just has like tear apart sheets. This paper is very, very thick. My daughter actually has been using the pad as well. She'll tear out pages and she'll use them in her markers where they would normally bleed through regular paper. They do not bleed through this at all. So she could have this whole thing colored in the back, will still look like that. So that's why I wanted to try it out with these markers, because I am wondering if you can still use these. I probably wouldn't use them on regular like coloring paper or anything like that, but something that's a little extra thick, I think that it will work on here. So we're just gonna try it and see. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and then I'll know not to use it on paper anymore. But I just ripped one out that I'm okay, you know, tossing if I get it messed up or anything like that. Okay, so let's try the purple here because that is Kaylin's favorite color. As you can see, it's starting to saturate a bit there. And once they get saturated, you know, the first time you use them, you're going to have to, you know, make sure they all get saturated like this. But once they get going and you start using them on a regular basis, you're not going to have to do this quite as long. Okay, almost done. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to choose a little spot here, color this little section in, and then see how it does on the paper. I'm mainly more concerned about the bleed through than anything else because I know that it will dry. Okay, so let's see how that does on the back here. Yep, it does not bleed through. That is awesome. So there's that. I probably wouldn't color this whole thing in with these just because this, you know, this has little intricate parts, and then these tips are pretty broad, so I don't think I would even get, like, I couldn't get the detailed stuff in here, but that is pretty cool. So if you have like a big graphic or something that you want to color in and you have it on a really thick piece of cardstock or something like that, you could actually use these on that as well. So that is awesome. Okay, let's go back to this right here, and I'm pretty positive, yep, this is dry now. So as you can see, I can run my finger over it. I can feel the texture on it, but it's not smearing at all, so that is awesome. So what I'm gonna do is, at the end of every week, I'm gonna use these on here for sure, like from now on. And I'm going to write out my menus, and then when I'm ready to erase it for the next week, all you have to do to take this off, you can either use a wet cloth or you can use some Windex, which is what I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna use some Windex here. Spray it on. And it comes right off. Look at that. That is awesome. Sorry. I have someone just ran my doorbell and my dogs are going crazy. Okay, so since it is like a paint, you really do have to, I might have to do this a couple times here just to make sure I get it all, because I could see it kind of turned a little bit pink, but that's okay. And now it is 100% gone. So that is awesome. It came all off, and now I am ready to write next week's. So that is going to be it for me. And then also I wanted to show you this. This is dry now as well. So that's really cool. Okay, that's gonna be it for me, guys. So if you want to check out these markers and you wanna purchase them for yourself, like I said, anything non-porous, so it's best on glass, whiteboards, mirrors, plastics, chalkboards. So if you wanted to get a little chalkboard and write notes to each other on them, they would work great on that. Ceramics, you could get a ceramic mug and kind of decorate it, things like that. These are available on Amazon, so I will put the link in the description below so you can go and check it out. They are not very expensive, so I would definitely go check them out and grab them while they are at a great price. And yes, these are super awesome, and I'm excited to use them. So thank you so much, Chalkola, for sending me these so I can play with them and show them to everybody. And yes, I'm very excited to use these. This is a great product. All right, that's gonna be it for me, guys. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know, and I will try to answer them as best I can. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.